What's up, people? It is the Sunday stream. What's up? Oh man, today was a busy day. Um, have you ever had those days where you just like wake up all of a sudden and you're like literally running? Honestly, I today was one of those days where I just felt like I was back in school. Um, I was finishing up a presentation for my team and stuff, and man, I don't know, man. It takes me a long time to create like meaningful like presentations and stuff, and like I was doing a beta for my course and stuff, and it honestly feels like school again when you're just like rushing to get your school projects done and all that sort of stuff. So like literally all day I like, dude, I was starting my talk at 10 a.m. and then I ended at like around 1 a.m. 1 p.m. And then I literally had a pharmacy student as well, like, and I've been mentoring him. So I didn't have end my meeting until like 1:30, and then I had more stuff to do, which is pretty crazy, man. There's a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, it's been really hectic to be honest with you. But I wonder if this is actually live. Holy shit. I forget. Shit. No, it's definitely live. Yeah, but like honestly, I've just today is just one of those days, and one of my really good friends, his name is Tom. You might see him on my sales talks videos and stuff. He's actually out here visiting me, and we just been talking a lot about life, a lot about business. We're literally onboarding this client right now, and there's a lot of cool things, and we're just learning so much, and thanks for like, man. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, I'm not sure if you ever like, if you guys are in the entrepreneur world or anything like that, but, one of the things that I mean, I guess I struggle with, and I'll just be very honest, is, like, being so hands-on with everything, like, and I'm so glad that that saying, like, "You're the average of the 5 people around you." And I wanna say, like, if I were to compare my life back 5 years ago and, like or not 5 years ago, but, like, even last year, so much better than before, dude. Um, like, I have a lot more positive people around me. I don't have to deal with so many petty problems, and it's just like, man, my friends are better and better. I don't have to deal with, like, bad friends or friends who are, like, toxic and stuff. Um, I'm busy, I have a great team. Like, life is pretty good for me right now, to be honest with you. And, financially, I wish it was better, to be honest with you. But, I mean, like, literally, we're just literally onboarding clients and stuff right now, and it's just a really great feeling, man, to see that this hard work is going somewhere. It's not just like, back in school, like, how you used to do a project and once the class is done, you just get an A and bam, it's done. That's it. Like this is just like almost like building a house that keeps on paying itself over and over. My boy Rich, he calls it a digital asset, right? But yeah, man, like one of the things I've been really struggling with is kind of scaling myself, like I guess taking myself out of the equation sometimes. And maybe it's just me, like where I struggle with like kind of maybe it's ego, maybe it's fear that everything will break if I don't put 100% into the thing. But I'm just so glad that, I'm at least self aware to know that I need people who are better at me at certain things. So I literally have Tom. He's one of my business partners, right? And he literally takes care of a lot of the B2B deals that we do and stuff like that because he has years and years of consulting. So really great guy, really kind guy, very like he has a very interesting balance of being very hard and very soft at the same time. He's good at delivering like soft blows, if that makes sense. So yeah, and I'm just realizing, man, like a year ago, I would be too caught up in my own ego to kind of like get people on board who are just a lot more skilled at me at certain things. Like I think I have some really good like I have really good people like I don't know, I have a lot like I have some of my own really good skills, but it's really good to get somebody else who is a lot older because and who's a lot more experienced than you know? And sometimes it's just like a self-confidence issue because when you're around people who are smarter than you, it makes you feel uneasy because it makes you realize that you're not as good, right? So yeah. Wiki says, "Don't let anyone around you that doesn't want the best for you." Um, I would say so, but like, dude, it's like sometimes it's just not all so self-absorbed too. Like, I think it should really be like, hey, you should really want the best for other people, and they should feel the same as well. Like, they should want the best for you. It's the true go-giving mentality, which I stand by all the time. I think that's like one of the most important business principles I ever learned in my life was like the true go-giving mentality, you know? So yeah, and I just have a lot of good people in my life who, you know, who really trust in what I do. They trust in the contracts I'm trying to finalize and stuff like that. Or I wouldn't say contracts, but business deals that we're doing. But yeah, like that is good. And it's kind of cool because people say you can't do business with friends. And this concept I first learned from like, I don't know, Joe was like, of course you can do business with friends. And now that I'm, like, in this sort of world, like, I would say I agree with him because a lot of the time you have to have really, really difficult conversations with people. You gotta level with people. Like, I have difficult conversations with my team all the time. Like, sometimes, like, something might be bothering them and they feel like they don't have room to say it, so then I just take them out, like, on the side, and I'm just like, "Hey, man, what's going on? It seems like you're just a little frustrated." And we literally just talk out our problems, which is pretty freaking cool. So, yeah, man, like, I love doing business with friends. I would do business with friends over and over and over again. It's really great. So, but the only thing is if you can't communicate or you can't communicate freely or have really tough conversations, then be brutally honest with each other, like, not being an ass, but, like, but just being realistic, you know what I mean? And just really and I think, like, part of being honest from what I'm learning from Tom and stuff and the way he handles certain situations, because like I said, he's really good at handling those situations, right? One thing I realized is that he always sets the intent first, right? He's sets the intent of like, "Hey, you know, I'm doing what's I think is best for us. I'm kinda curious to hear what you have to say." But okay, this is what I'm truly thinking, you know? And it's just like, wow, it takes a lot of work to be not work to be honest, but it's really cool to see how other people tackle like honesty and stuff, like honest business, authentic marketing, authentic sales, and all that sort of stuff. It's really cool, man. And I've just found myself just relating on so many levels with some of the people I've met through HTC, man. So it's pretty cool. Um doing that. Let's see what else is going on this week. This week I also met a well, I'm taking my friend's, marketing course, which is awesome, like, really, really sick, really good content, really happy that I'm a part of his marketing course and really getting to support him. Again, I get to meet more and more like-minded individuals, and we just get to chat. I literally introduced to every person in the group because I just wanted that interaction, you know, it was really cool. So, got to do that. Thanks for a like, I appreciate it, man. Um, what else? I'm taking a marketing course. I was literally doing a beta launch for one of my other courses. Just been helping a lot of my students, right? My test students right now. Pretty cool life, man. Like I'm seeing a lot of progress, but I've also been seeing like a lot of people getting demotivated too. And like especially on my team as well, because you know, like, sometimes I think we come in with the expectation that results are just gonna happen tomorrow, when really, you know, if you start any business venture, like, it takes a little longer than you actually think it does. You know, even if you put in work every single day, if you constantly look at your results rather than the impact of what your daily results can turn into, You'll always be you'll always be disappointed, man, like, it's almost like an Asian parent, right? You know, like, back in the day, like, you know, people would they would, like Asian parents would just like yell at you, be like, "Hey, you're never enough. That's not enough. Eh, A plus, why not A plus plus?" You know what I mean? Like that type of shit, you know? And it feels like the same way. And sometimes when you grow up around that, not necessarily in that household, but if you grow up in that environment, especially with tons of Asian, like heavily influenced Asian people, man, it's really, really, really easy to slip down that road where you're always constantly like judging yourself like crazy, where people are like to the point where you're always like saying, "Hey, I'm never enough. What I'm doing is never enough." You know what I mean? So there's that. And I noticed that like a lot of like the people in my team, I guess, have been really struggling with like I guess tough times, right? Growing struggles. Maybe it's sad, maybe it's seasonal affective disorder, and it's peer pressure. You're right, Sean. Honestly, like there's a lot of people who just doubt, you know, there's a lot of doubt too. Like I'm lucky by myself. Like I have like, I pretty much almost I don't wanna say I isolate myself from everyone, but I definitely control who I live with, who I work around with, um, and I'm just like, it's but some people don't have that luxury, like, let's say if you live with your parents and they don't support your entrepreneurial journey, maybe because they, like, went through a lot of hardship to just get to this country, you know what I mean? And maybe your significant other or, like, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, right? They don't support you. Your friends don't support you. Your friends are always asking you, like, "Get a real job," and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, I think honestly, as an entrepreneur, that's one of the last things you need. Like people like doubting you, people closest to you doubting you. It's one thing for like online trolls and people like that you don't know say like, man, you like go like people. I mean, there's people like the I just got a message the other day. Hey, go back to pharmacy. You know what I mean? And it's just like at the end of the day, these people don't know who I am. At the end of the day, these people don't know who like what I truly am, what I'm really good at. They don't know anything. And people's like picture of who you are is sometimes honestly wrong, you know, straight out wrong, you know? And it's just like what I realize is like never once in my life do I really go on other people's pages and just be like, you can't do it. Fuck you. Like you should do this, you should do that. I never really tell people what to do like that ever, you know? And it makes me realize that, you know, a lot of the people who kind of don't have control over their life are always the type of people that are always giving like not giving advice, but forcing advice down people's throats just to make themselves feel better, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I've really, really been noticing as well. And sometimes like people just aren't qualified to give advice, right? So one of the things that I was thinking, like one of my like one of the people I was working with, one of the things that they were struggling with was that their sig fig, their partner or whatever, was having issues seeing eye to eye. You know, like they're like, "Oh, why don't you have results yet? Why don't you have results yet? Why don't you have your client?" Because getting a client fucking takes time. It's not like a relationship. People think like getting a client, "Hey, send a text message, I got a client." You know, it's really not that like that. You can do that with a customer, but when you have a client, it's a longer term relationship. It often can take like a few months to fully on board. It's almost like a date. You have to scope them out. You have to see if they're the right fit. You have to see if you're able to help them. It's just like a relationship. You don't rush into that shit. You don't go get married right away. And sometimes, like when people are like, "Oh, you don't have your results yet," like to my team members because I have the results, right? So I was in their shoes before, but it's just like who are these people like making these comments? Are they even qualified to like even give advice? If you're not entrepreneur, if you haven't done it, then you have no say. You know, like if you haven't done it, kind of hard to like it's I don't know, man. It's just like I noticed so many people just like projecting and like giving like unsolicited advice, which really bugs the fuck out of me, dude. And I see that all the time. Like, especially these days in this age where everybody seems to get outraged like crazy. Everybody's telling you like, well, you need to like you need to stop doing this. You need to stop doing that. I'm just like, wow, this is very interesting times, man. Like, dude, everybody's telling each other what to do, how to live your life. When really at the end of the day, you're the ultimate driver because you're the one that has to deal with the consequences. It's the same thing with like Asian parents when they tell you, "Hey, you need to become a pharmacist. Hey, you need to become a doctor. You need to be X, Y, and Z." And I don't know if it's just me, but it just bugs the fuck out of me when people are just like making these making this broad general ass advice and making like telling you what to do with your life when ultimately you're the one who has to pay the consequences, right? Dude, I want to thank you for your advice about being a pharmacist. I'm going I'm going to settle with the RN. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, I mean pharmacy has its pros and cons, man. I mean, there's some people like I remember reading one comment recently, just a few days ago. Really happy. He was a clinical pharmacist, works in a hospital, gets like at least 10 students every single time, and he was just really happy what he was doing. And guess what? I mean, if you have that sort of career, that's great, man. Like I'm not gonna knock you. I'm not gonna tell you to leave pharmacy, but, I create those videos about pharmacy because here's the thing, right? It's not the right fit for everyone. There are unhappy people within pharmacy all the time, right? And it's just like, dude, everybody else is painting a rosy picture of pharmacy, but no one is really kind of speaking out against like what it's sometimes really like as a pharmacist. It's really tough too. Like people don't know what we do, they're just ignorant, you know what I mean? It's not like they're dumb, they're just ignorant about what we do, and honestly, I can't blame them because this is our fault as pharmacists for having horrible marketing. Like with nursing, they better like they understand what kind of a nurse does. They understand sort of what a physician does, but no one really understands what a pharmacist is. And especially with the roles of pharmacy changing in the future, it's very different, like it's not as clear because here's the thing, the role of the pharmacist 50 years ago to now is very different than before. It's not just like, acquiring, securing product and pour lick and stick like anymore, right? It's really kind of almost being like the quarterback of the healthcare profession, where like, think about it. All these doctors, if the patient is good and they're only using one pharmacy, and if you are a patient, I recommend that you just use one pharmacy. Like the doctor, all their providers and stuff, specialists, whatever, should be sending to one office where the pharmacist can kind of check everything and make sure that there's no major problems and all that sort of stuff, right? We see the patient of any healthcare professional, we probably see the patient more than anyone else because like a lot of these pharmacies, they're like in grocery chains now and they're everywhere these days. So it was not uncommon for me to kind of see see my patients on a very regular basis. It was really cool. It was kind of cool, man. So, yeah, that was pharmacy, but it comes with a lot of responsibility and not responsibility completely, but I'm saying like the part that sucked about it was just feeling so overwhelmed and not having any sort of I don't want to say backup, but like being constantly overwhelmed with the I think really important job and like be just it almost feels like a abusive relationship, I guess. I don't know if I would go that far, like that abusive relationship, but I would say it wasn't really a healthy relationship, right? Like it would always be kind of like, hey, corporate versus the people on the ground that are actually doing all the work. And I learned a lot from that because even now, like as I'm running my own teams and stuff, is that like I always make an effort to really understand people on the ground level and like understand their concerns. What can I do better? Like literally during one of my calls, I was like, hey, one of the funnels that we have, like essentially I'm the marketer. How can I make your experience better? Like what are some common problems that you're running into? Let's talk about it. Let's engage with each other and just come up with solutions, right? And that is a healthy relationship, not like a typical corporate relationship where you just blame the people on the bottom and you think they're incompetent. And it's just like, dude, when I found out that stuff, it just like set me off the wrong way because I work really, really freaking hard, and when somebody works really hard, especially for you to try to get you your bonus to give so much, and then you don't listen to ground people, and you basically talk shit behind their back and you're not being honest. I don't respect that. You know what I mean? I just I just don't respect that. And it's just like there was a lot of that, especially in corporate pharmacy and all that. So I don't know, man. Like I'm obviously very biased and stuff, but yeah. Dude, you saved me a lot of grief. I hope you the best. I hope the best for you, bro. Thank you, man. What's the difference between a corporate and independent pharmacy? I think you mean pharmacy. You know what? Independent has its own weird things too. Like it has its own quirks too. And I'm not saying everybody in corporate is like a bad person. That's definitely not the case. But I really think it's like really the people that are behind this, like I really think it's the people at the end of the day, right? Like I definitely knew some really good people in corporate. They were they actually listened, they took care of the people that were helping them. And they just level with you. They're just like, hey, like I wish I could do X, Y, and Z, but what I can do is this. I'm sorry, my hands are kind of tied. I really want to help you. So using more empathy and tactical empathy to like make somebody really understand. I used to do rotation at a independent pharmacy, and the independent pharmacy I worked with horrible, horrible experience, man. Like they yeah, and I know not all independents are like that, but when I go to Jenny like, my friend Jenny's pharmacy, like, she really cares and takes care of her patients. Like, there's been a lot of times where she's telling me, like, especially with the delivery and the reimbursement and all that sort of stuff, sometimes it's not profitable for her to deliver care to her patients, but she really, really cares and goes the extra mile, for her patients. In that case, like, dude, it's really great. I don't think it's like when I'm talking about environments, I don't think it's necessarily like corporate environment or independent environment. It's really the people within the organization, right? So, I mean, when you scale that big, when you have such a huge organization, of course, it's going to be you're going to get some bad apples. I mean, that happens with every single organization, right? I know for myself, I know for myself, I like to communicate very frequently, like, not like asking for people's attention, that sort of thing, but, like, even when I was working corporate pharmacy, I would always send weekly emails all the time, updating people on what's happening on the ground level, what am I doing, what like because I don't want them like, I think it keeps them in the know, and like, I hope it was really valuable, but, it is what it is, man. Like, that's just how I like to be talked to. "Hey, what's up, Stetson? How you doing, man?" Oh, bro, I'm not gonna lie, this week has been really, really rough for me. My arm is still fucked up from my bad Imanari roll. Haven't been able to do, like, squats or work out as much, to be honest with you. Been, eating a lot of interesting foods with my boy Tom. And I've honestly just been so tired. I'm not even sure if you can see my eyes. They're a little bloodshot and stuff. So yeah, man, I can't believe it. Today was like the one of the first few days I didn't drink coffee, and it's just like I'm one of those people where coffee it doesn't really affect me too much. Like I don't get affected by like I don't really like get the withdrawals. Thank God, I don't get all that sort of stuff. So, I'm pretty lucky. Does coffee give an addiction or something? No, but you develop I would say addiction. You develop withdrawal some people develop withdrawal symptoms from, like, caffeine and stuff like that. They start getting headaches. They start, Yeah, all that sort of stuff, and they feel like they need it to function. I'm just not one of those people. Like I can function with or without coffee. I prefer coffee because I don't know, maybe it's that placebo effect and I feel like, hey, my morning is right. I feel like if I drink it, I'll need a cup every day. No, you don't. You don't. You can just enjoy it as PRM, bro. You like just I love coffee just because it's one of those simple pleasures in life. Like I drink mine black all the time and it's kinda cool to taste all these notes, and I'm not a coffee connoisseur. I don't, comment on the body or like, what kind of notes there are and stuff in the coffee, but I do like preparing it. I do like the aroma of coffee. I do love the taste of coffee as well, right? Even though I'm not like a coffee connoisseur, I love some I love some independent coffee, man, and tastes really cool, to see the different ways of preparation. It's almost like a martial art, right? An armbar is an armbar, but you can make an armbar a better armbar, or you can make an Americana better Americana. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, my arm has been feeling a lot better ever since I stopped quitting after I took a break from jujitsu for like a few days. So I haven't been jujitsu in a little bit. And even when I do go jujitsu, all I'm doing is just like drilling all day. I'm not doing anything too fancy or anything like that. No more Imanari rolls, but I have a lot of videos coming out as well. Anyways, let me ask you guys, what are you guys up to this weekend? How are you guys up to, what are you guys up to? My camera focus is all fucked up, but yeah, man, I'm just kind of curious what you guys are up to this weekend. Like literally, I was gonna go out last night, but my friends got a table, but they didn't tell me, and I ended up going back home because I didn't want to wait in line and shit. Like, I think these days, like now that I'm a lot older, I have a lot more things in my life going on. It's just like, dude, I hate waiting in lines. I don't like waiting in lines. I rather just do something else with my time. I need to hit the gym. Yo, the gym GTL is like one of the most important things that you like. One of the most important morning routines. One of the morning routines I love is like the Miracle Morning, one of the best routines out there. Really great book. I apply the savers every life savers every single morning. So silence, so that can be meditation or prayer or something. Affirmations, visualization, um, exercise, reading, and scribing or journaling. So yeah, man. Studying for high school finals, bro. I can't even remember like high school finals, bro. Like that high school was a horrible time for me. I was a loser. No girls liked me. Did a lot of work in high school, man. What are your thoughts on jujitsu? I love jujitsu, man. Miracle Morning, yeah, that's the book. That's do I have it with me? It's too far. I'll grab it some other time. But if you watched my last week's stream, I actually had Miracle Morning. Um, what are my thoughts on jujitsu? So jujitsu is a great, great sport. I really enjoy it. To be honest with you, it's one of the best. It's like one. It's just like really like not. It's a mind type of exercise. Holy shit! Oh, people are calling me. I need blunt. Oh my god! I need to text really quick. I love jujitsu because it's a physical exercise and mental exercise. It's almost like mental, like chess, right? And the only thing, like, and plus, like, it's a very practical type of sport as well, right? Real question is, you watching Pacquiao? Nah, I don't really watch boxing. Boxing's not my thing. I like MMA more, and I like hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm not really a boxing fan. Hold on for 1 second. Oh, yeah. Kevin, are you gonna shave your head again? Yeah, I am. I just haven't shaved in a while because honestly, it takes a lot of time to shave my head and all that sort of stuff. But I like the shaved look now. I think I'm pretty used to it. And you can tell like I haven't shaved in a while. I was trying to experiment with the what's it called, the chin strap, but just not my thing. Um, Pacquiao is still fighting. I thought he retired. I went, dude, that's crazy. Like Pacquiao is hella old, bro. But yeah. Anyways, my friends are here. I just wanted to check in and just chill with you guys and just talk. Glad all 10 of you guys just were just chilling with me while I was just talking about random stuff. Honestly, did not have any topics like planned today. I was actually trying to look for different topics. I was going on Reddit and I was like, man, I can't think of anything to talk about. Like literally, like, yeah, today I'm just coming out of blank, and sometimes that shit happens. So if you guys have any like stream ideas or anything like that, feel free to post in the comments. And I read every single comment. I really do try my best. Just to let you guys know, I really do try my best to respond to almost every single comment. You know, if it like the only time I don't respond is if like I miss it. Sometimes I do miss it. Or if you're rude as fuck, I just delete your shit. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part. But for the most part, I answer majority of my comments. I try to, at least at this stage right now, try my best to. So yeah. Anyways, take your time. We'll wait here, bro. See ya, Kevin. Hey man, thank you guys. Appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace, guys.